it's been, someone that's been dishonest and advised them of a higher selling price simply to obtain a sole mandate. Encouraging an unrealistic price sale may be music to the owner's ears, even though the property may never achieve the unrealistic price. And joining us this morning to speak about properties, Andrew Walker, founder and CEO of the SA Property Investors Network. Andrew joins us this morning. Andrew, good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Breaking Dawn.
Thank you very much for having me.
So for many people, there is the idea that property is always a good investment if you can get into some kind of property.
Absolutely.
Is that always true? And considering where the market is at the moment, with the economy kind of being very sluggish, economic growth being slow, is that still the case?
I still believe that property investment is the most sound investment you can make. There are some buts to it though. In property, it's very easy to lose money if you buy the wrong property in the wrong location. And what I'm finding right now in South Africa, there's a lot of uncertainty. I'm sure you've seen that as well. And a lot of the calls I'm getting are from sellers who are immigrating and they're moving away. And when emotion kicks in and they want to sell their property, they think their property is worth more than what it really is. Coupled with the estate agents who are looking for business. And unfortunately, the estate agent business is a cutthroat industry. I know that because I used to be an estate agent. And if you think about it, call him John, and John wants to sell a property. And John goes, I think my property is worth 1.1, 1.2. But in fact, all the sold prices around the area are around R1 million. Coupled with this, with the uncertainty in the country as it stands right now, there's more sellers than there are buyers, which means there's more properties on the property market, which means there's more options for me to go buy a property. That's the issue we have right now. That's what's driving property prices down, in my personal opinion.
Okay, so if you're looking to buy, it's possibly a good time for you.
Yes, absolutely.
But if you're looking to sell,
yes,
not so great.
Especially properties, in my opinion, around Joburg are above 2 million. I'm speaking to so many people out there that are struggling to sell properties above 2 million. However, the market I like playing in is the 400,000, the 800,000. That market to me right now around Johannesburg is still moving very, very quickly because of affordability.
Because one of the things you started with was it can be a good investment depending on what you buy and where you buy.
Absolutely.
So you're saying beyond 2 million, not so great at the moment?
For investment purposes, from what I've seen, no. Because people are struggling to sell, right? And when you're getting into property, you've always got to ask yourself the question, what happens if something changes in my life? What happens if the property market changes? How do I get up the property? Who can I sell the property to? So if you think about it, below R1 million, I can sell to property investors, I can sell to first-time buyers. When I start going to 2, 3, 4 million rand, who is my buying market? Who are my buyers? Those are the more wealthy buyers, right? And because there's more stock in the market, they have more choices. That's the issue we have. So when you're getting into property, the biggest piece of advice I can give people is if things change, if I lose my job, can I sell the property very quickly? Because you've got to be careful of over-capitalizing. Think about it. If there's a property that is worth R1 million, and I go buy the property for R1 million, I pay transfer duty, transfer fees, bond attorney fees, I've already over-capitalized. Now the property market drops by 5%, and I need to sell the property because in 4 months' time I lose my job. What happens? That's when people lose money. See, that's how you can lose money very quickly. However, if I go in there and I buy below the market value, if I just learn, that's what we teach at the SA Property Investors Network, is how to buy the property at the right price. So if things go bad, I can still sell the property and get out.
And the idea of, there's so much information about buying from someone, buying off-plan to avoid things like transfer duties. So how do you figure out what is best for you? What is the best way to figure out what you should be doing? As a first-time buyer, should you be looking to buy off-plan? Should you be buying at an auction? What are the best ways?
There's so many different ways of buying. I think it's irrelevant if you're buying through an auction or if you're buying through different channels. What is relevant is your financial position. Can you really afford that bond? If you take that bond, are you overstretching yourself as a first-time buyer? Are you looking to start a family? Are you looking to, do you want to go buy a 2-bedroom property now and then have to upgrade in a few years' time and buy a 4-bedroom property? So these are kind of things that first-time buyers need to think about. Where first-time buyers go wrong as well is if they are buying a second-hand property, so not off-plan. I've seen it happen so many times where they walk into property and they don't look for general maintenance, cracks, damp, and they buy this property they've overstretched themselves, they've now got very minimal cash at the end of the day, and now they've got to start doing repairs to properties. So when these first-time buyers are looking at properties, it's not just the financial side they must look at, and they've got to make sure they can afford the bonds. That's key. They've also got to look at the state of repair. And yeah, in terms of buying off-plan properties, absolutely. Buyers can get 100% bonds, as you know. There's no transfer duty to be paid. So yes, I think that is a good plan for a lot of first-time buyers in security complexes, but it comes down to their financial position. Can they really afford it?
How do people get in touch with the South African Property Investors Network?
Sure.
Websites, social media?
They can actually join as a free member. They go to www.joinsapin.com or just visit our website, www.sapropertynetwork.com. That's how they can get in touch. And this is where we can give them real education and help in terms of how to buy the right property.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you have any questions about property, maybe you're looking to buy or sell or buy another one, tweet us at 405 Mornings. You can also use the hashtag Breaking Dawn on 405. When we come back, we've got your very latest news headlines, and then we touch on the big stories Newzroom Afrika is covering for you today.